guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I want to share with you the knowledge that I have learned on how to take amazing Instagram photos. Now that I'm currently a student in college and learning digital media and marketing, I thought it only made sense to start off the school year with a how-to video. I will be covering the equipment you'll need, shooting, posing, editing, and a bonus tips and tricks on how to post on Instagram. When I first started my YouTube channel, I knew I really had to step up my Instagram game. When it came to taking Instagram photos, I felt so
lost, confused,
overwhelmed.
I so badly wanted to know
how others were taking their photos.
So I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I did a few Skillshare classes online. At first I was a little hesitant to do some of these practices because I didn't want my feed to look like I was conforming or following what other people were doing, but I quickly realized that there are some rules and guidelines that you should follow when it comes to having a really nice aesthetic or a really put together feed. So if you're interested in learning these tips, then let's just jump on in today's video. If you have a cell phone, then you're pretty much set. I use my iPhone to take the majority of my Instagram photos. It takes it in the right format so I know I don't have to resize it. Another really good piece of equipment to have when taking Instagram photos by yourself is a ring light stand. I use the UV size ring light that offers 3 different lights: natural, warm, and white. It also comes with a remote clicker to help capture that moment. But honestly, if you just start your camera on countdown mode, you really don't have to worry about a clicker. You are just set to go. And if you feel so inclined, you can use a professional camera to take your Instagram photos, but I highly recommend that you really understand your camera settings before taking photos because it can do such amazing, fun, different things, and it does give you a clearer photo depending on what you're trying to achieve for your photo. Before taking a photo, make sure you have kind of a concept or theme in mind. Think about a fun and creative place you want to take this photo. For instance, if you're taking a photo that is showing off a piece of clothing, think about, what does this piece of clothing convey? What story or feeling do I want to show through my photo? So as an example, if you have a summer dress or a summer skirt, think about it. This kind of has a romantic feel to it. What location or prop should I use for this photo? If you're needing a little help or not sure what would be considered fun or creative, then might I suggest hopping on to Pinterest or Instagram. I find it really helps to inspire and pull inspiration from pictures that I have seen. For me, I love looking at the people that I follow on Instagram. What are they doing? I really like that. So look at what your competitors or people that you aspire to be. If you're a Pinterest person, then you already know that you can create vision boards or pin pictures that you feel really speak to you. Places like doorways, gardens, meadows, flowers in the background, bookshelves, cities, graffitis, really neat walls. These are all very fun and exciting places that you can take a photo, and maybe you don't necessarily need a prop per se because the background itself is already just so beautiful. I think this is where most people kind of fall flat, including myself.
Posing is so friggin' hard.
If you're not comfortable in front of the camera or you're not comfortable with yourself, that can really show in a photo. I practice posing, smiling, my angles in the mirror. I play around with what looks good with my face, with my arms, with my hand here and my leg like this, you know? That way, when I go in front of the camera, I'm not standing there frantically trying to figure out,
what should I do with my body?
Anyone can just stand or sit in a photo, look disinterested, or just plain old happy. So let's use the romantic dress as an example again. You wouldn't just take a photo standing there just smiling. No, you would maybe look away at the camera, or maybe you would look at the camera smiling coy, or maybe you would look away from the camera at a rose that maybe someone gave you. And think about levels. Maybe instead of standing, you're sitting on a blanket in front of a grassy field, and you're looking down at a bowl of strawberries that maybe your lover will be feeding you later. If you set your camera on burst or live photo, then you can really capture those in-between moments that are actually sometimes better than the photo itself, because those are the moments that actually seem a bit more candid, a bit more natural, and you can choose from so many options. Same with live. Maybe you're on vacation and you want that perfect shot in front of an iconic monument, but aren't sure which pose would look good. A live photo, you can then choose the shot that captures it best. What I like to do though is I actually like to film myself posing. So I put it on video mode and I'll hold a pose for 2 to 3 seconds for about a minute or so, and then when I go back, I will screenshot the pose from that video. And honestly, for me, I think it really does the trick. Movement is key. The sillier the pose, the sillier the move, the better the photo, because in the end, it just looks more authentic. So now you have the perfect photo and you want to share it, but before you post, ask yourself, does this photo seem a little dark? Does the photo seem like it needs a bit of pop of color? Or that damn hose was in the back of my photo and I didn't even see it? Well, that's where editing comes in. I highly recommend the Lightroom app. It's so amazing, it's easy and very user-friendly. I use it for all my photos. I find it really helps when it comes to playing around with the light, the saturation, the tint, the warmth, cropping, or getting rid of something in the back that photobombed and you didn't even know while taking the photo. Another really popular way to edit your photo that most people are doing, including myself, is using presets. Presets are essentially custom-made filters, and they're really important if you want to make your feed look very consistent and very polished and have sort of the same aesthetic running through your feed. Plus, once you download the preset or the presets that you really like, then it's literally just one tap and your photo is ready to go. I use Jessica Nesdat's Fantasyland mobile presets. I just think they're so delicious.
And honestly, I just love her. I aspire to be her.
So here's some little tips and tricks that I feel can really help get you more engagement, or if you're trying to have a bigger following, possibly get more followers. So it's very important to make sure that your captions match your photo. 3 ways you can capture your photo is by telling a story. People like to read what you have to say. Don't be afraid of being personable, funny, and just letting people into who you are or where your mind was at when you were taking this photo. But make sure that when you are writing a story, to really organize your thoughts and your points very clearly. Use paragraphs and separate by using emojis or just spacing. This will really help people stay on your photo longer because they obviously have to read your post, which is good for the engagement of your post, which then Instagram recognizes as a high quality post. And that's what you're looking for. Another great way to caption a photo is ask a question.
People love giving their opinion.
So for instance, again, if you're doing a fashion post and you want to show off some items that maybe you flipped or bought, or maybe you're modeling, you can use the question 1, 2, 3, and people have to flip and see, oh, wait a minute, I like 3, but I also like 1. So you're making the viewer stay longer on your post. And another way to caption a photo is a call to action, asking people to follow if you like to travel. And then people are like, oh, I do like to travel. I am gonna follow these beautiful photos from this person. And lastly, let's not forget the most important part when posting on Instagram. Insta stories. Insta stories have blown up, and I would probably say most of the time you'd find people, and I agree because I do it too, people are mostly on Insta stories. So have fun, be creative, just really have a lot of fun when making an Insta story. Add fun text, add fun colors, add GIFs, add music. This really gets people really interested in you. And if you're curious, well, if they're on my Insta story, how do I get them to look at my post? Well, you could either put up a picture and say new post, you could type that in, or there's GIFs that will say new post in really fun and exciting ways, and you could cover that photo with it. So people are kind of like, well, what's that image? I'm not really sure. So they have to go to your post and check it out. Some people will hide half of the photo on an Insta story, and you're like, well, I see maybe a really beautiful background of Greece, but I can't tell what she's doing. Oh, I want to see because I love her fashion, and it says new post. Then you just click on her profile and off you go. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and gained some knowledge on how to take amazing Instagram photos. If you're new to my channel or you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and leave any comments you have down below. Alright guys, well, have an amazing weekend. I'll see you all next week and take care.
Why did I just do that?
Well guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Love you all. Bye!